Great Demon King. Chapter 40. To think that you were this kind of person. Night descended upon the dark forest, the moon casting a cold silver glow over its endless expanse. The stillness of the forest was broken only by the faint rustling of leaves and the occasional nocturnal cry of a distant creature. Within a clearing, the students rested after a grueling day. Crude tents were pitched on soft grass, offering a semblance of refuge. Hidden behind a massive tree, Han Shuo chanted an incantation under his breath. A flash of light tore through the night as a small skeleton materialized, its bony hands clutching a dagger. Silently, it glided toward Clark's isolated tent, blending seamlessly into the shadows. Clark's tent, set apart from the group, reflected his aloof demeanor. Though courteous to Fanny, his gaze toward the students betrayed subtle disdain. His tent, better constructed and strategically placed, further emphasized the distance he maintained. Guided by Han Shuo, the skeleton slipped into the tent. A muffled grunt of surprise broke the silence, followed by the sound of the tent collapsing. The skeleton bolted from the ruins, heading southwest as Clark, disheveled and furious, burst out with his longsword in hand. "Damn that! What the hell was that?" Clark muttered, glaring around before pursuing the fleeing figure. Hidden in the shadows, Han Shuo grinned maliciously. "Perfect." Southwest of the camp lay a serene pool of water surrounded by curved ancient trees. Under the moonlight, the surface sparkled like silver glass, disturbed only by the occasional splash and the sound of laughter. "Lisa, have you started developing? Your breasts seem different lately," Fanny teased, her voice light with amusement. Lisa giggled, splashing playfully. "Hey, Master Fanny, I discovered the secret. Swimming. It helps with breast enlargement. That's why I've been so keen on it lately." "Really?" Fanny asked, laughing. "I was wondering why you suddenly loved swimming." "Well, if it works, let's swim longer tonight." Lisa blushed, but her tone was smug. "It's not just swimming. Massaging during showers, drinking milk, and staying active all help. It's working, isn't it?" Fanny chuckled. "Indeed, it seems your methods are effective." Their conversation was interrupted by the sound of hurried footsteps. Fanny frowned, her gaze darting toward the source. "What's that noise?" Lisa ducked deeper into the water, her eyes narrowing. "I don't know. I found this place earlier while gathering firewood. No one else should know about it." Before they could act, Clark stumbled into view, panting and scanning the area with frantic eyes. His presence startled the two women, who cried out in unison. Clark froze, equally shocked to see them in the pool. Lisa's face twisted with outrage as she pointed it at him. "A knight sneaking around to spy on women. Disgusting." "I wasn't," Clark stammered, raising his hands defensively. "I was chasing a monster and—" "Leave immediately," Fanny snapped, her voice icy. "Clark, I trusted you. But to think you were this kind of person, I'm disappointed." Clark's face turned pale as he tried to explain. "Master Fanny, I swear this isn't what it looks like. Please believe me." "Leave." Fanny and Lisa screamed together, their voices filled with fury. "Resigned?" Clark bowed from a distance. "I apologize. It was never my intention to disturb you. Please forgive me." His shoulders slumped as he turned to leave, muttering about his terrible luck. From the shadows of the trees, Han Shuo emerged, grinning wickedly. He raised a middle finger toward the retreating knight and muttered, "Trying to steal my woman, huh? Go to hell, noble knight." Lisa huffed angrily, crossing her arms. To think a noble knight could have such disgusting hobbies. Fanny sighed, shaking her head. "Men are all the same. Nobles, like Clark or lowly errand slaves. Some just hide it better than others." Lisa blinked and tilted her head. "Errand slaves? Are you talking about Brian?" No," Fanny said quickly, her cheeks coloring. "Just speaking generally. That's all. Don't read too much into it." But Lisa's gaze remained suspicious. She murmured under her breath, "Could it really be Brian?" Hidden among the trees, Han Shuo froze, his heart skipping a beat. Before he could react, his attention was pulled back to the pool as Fanny waded toward the shore. The moonlight bathed her figure, illuminating her flawless skin. Droplets of water rolled down her smooth-toned body, glinting like gems as they traced her curves. Her light purple hair cascaded over her shoulders, framing her enchanting face. Her full, perky breasts and slender waist seemed almost sculpted by the moonlight itself. For a moment, Han Shuo was utterly mesmerized. His breath caught, and his thoughts scattered. He had never seen such a breathtaking sight before. A sudden splash shattered his trance. Lisa's panicked voice rang out, "Master Fanny, behind you, a deep-water venom python." Fanny spun around, her eyes widening in horror. Cutting through the water was a massive green python, its ridged back and spiked scales glinting ominously in the moonlight. Its venomous fangs gleamed as it hissed, dark green mist spewing from its mouth. "Run, Lisa, hurry," Fanny shouted, her voice trembling. Lisa floundered in the water, her limbs thrashing in terror. "Master Fanny, help, it's come," she screamed, tears streaming down her face. Fanny moved to help, but the python was closing in fast, its powerful body churning the water. Desperation etched into her face. She muttered, "Where is Clark now?" Han Shuo, still hidden, clenched his fists. The python was a level 3 magical creature, deadly in its natural element. His heart raced as he realized the danger. This thing is no joke. Even with a full team, it would be hard to take down. He hesitated briefly but then steeled himself. "I can't let them die. Even if it kills me, I have to act." "Damn it. Screw it," Han Shuo muttered, pulling out his dagger. Bursting from the shadows, he sprinted toward the pool, shouting, "What's going on?" "A deep water venom python. Let me help." His body moved with lightning speed, darting between the trees as he closed the distance. For Fanny and Lisa, he would risk it all.